Hi guys, Joe Parks here, founder of Social Forge Solutions. I'm going to show you the exact strategy that me and my team of experts use to convert leads at a 50% rate, which is very, very high. So here we have the art of conversion. First of all, I'm going to take you through what the pre-fill lead form is all about. So there's three main forms that you need to get an understanding of. And the first is the pre-fill lead form. Now, this does exactly what it says on the tin. It is a pre-fill lead form. So once a person clicks that get quote, that learn more, that get offer button on your ad, which is the call to action part, but they will be taken to a page, something like this or something along these lines. And this pre-fill lead form will actually fill that information automatically. So, you know, when you're going to check out things and it automatically put your card's details in or your address or whatever it might be, it's very, very similar here with Facebook. So Facebook have your data for your first name, your last name, your email and your phone number, your city, your address, etc. And as soon as you click this first name, enter your answer here, it will actually pre-populate with all of your information. The reason we do this makes it very, very, very easy for a potential lead to take that next step and fill out that lead form. So pre-fill forms are very, very simple. There's a very low barrier to entry with them as well. The second is around custom field lead forms. So custom fields are a bit different where they have the same information with the first name, the last name, the phone number, the email, the address, whatever it might be, but you have to manually type it out. So once a person clicks on enter your answer here, it won't pre-populate that information. They will have to manually type out their first name, their last name, their phone number, etc., all their details. This is a lot trickier or a lot harder and a lot more effort for the lead to actually fill out this form because they have to manually type everything out and make sure that all their information is correct. So that's the second type of lead form. The final type of lead form is around custom questions. This lead form is very, very, very good. You might have come across this before, you might not have. So there's essentially two stages to this custom question lead form. Number one is actually having custom questions that ask specific things about the lead to make them qualified. So one thing that we like to run is how long have you been thinking about your project? Less than 1 week, 1 to 4 weeks, or 1 month plus. And then the second thing is tell us about your project. So this is a really nice mix of number one, just very easy button pressing around, you know, how long have they been thinking about their particular painting project? Number two is a bit more effort. They have to manually type out what they've been thinking about having done or what they're thinking about having done in the future. This does two things. Number one, it makes the lead a lot more qualified because they actually have to take actionable steps to fill out their information. Number two, it gives our clients a really, really good understanding of, number one, how hot is this lead and how qualified are they actually? And number three, what is their sort of budget or, you know, what is this quote going to look like at the end of the buying process? So the first theory behind the how long have you been thinking about your project is mainly to understand how serious this buyer or this potential lead actually is. If they've been thinking about it for less than 1 week, then it's something they may have come up in conversation with their husband or their wife. They may have just seen this ad and thought, oh, you know what, we might get something done. So they're going to be less bought in than someone, let's say, 1 to 4 weeks. Let's say they've been thinking it for a couple of weeks. You know, they've been having the conversation with their partner or their family member, and you know they're potentially ready to take that next step. The final thing is 1 month plus. So this is the ideal situation where someone selects 1 month plus. This means they've been thinking about it for over a month. Maybe someone's been nagging them to get it done. Oh yeah, we really do need to get that done. Okay, there's an offer with a really trusted local painting business. Why not? Let's go for that. The tell us about your project really understands, number one, the size of this job and how motivated they are to actually purchase or book in for a free estimate. So a great example of this would be looking to repaint 6 to 7 rooms in the house and also do the exterior, the full exterior with gutters, porches, etc. That's really, really good detail. And number one, you could tell that's going to be a big job, obviously. But the fact they've mentioned the kind of 5 or 6 rooms, 6 or 7 rooms, you know they're going to be more serious than someone says, oh, well, we'll probably get some of our interior painted. So that gives some really, really good indications. They then go on to a next stage once they've answered these questions around the contact form. Now, we use a pre-fill question lead form for this, which is what we covered over the first form. The main reason we do this is because they've already been through this qualifying stage, meaning they're already good quality enough that we don't want them to get annoyed by, having to fill out various different things. Additionally, the issue can be with custom field forms when they're manually typing out is they may type in the wrong phone number by accident. They may leave the .com off the email, whatever it might be. So we find the pre-fill with the mix of the custom questions works super, super well. Now, we have a final one, which I didn't mention in the start of the video. This main reason is because this is a real cheat code for very, very high quality leads. I would only recommend this for someone who's operating at a high level and spending a lot on ad spend and got a lot of data to back things up. Or you're running with an expert customer acquisition specialist like ourselves, of course. But this is the landing page. Now, the landing page works super, super well. This will get you your highest quality lead by an absolute mile. So you can have on here, you can fill out the form, and then next, they can actually book a quote online. So we allow people to book free estimates online. So we link to our clients' calendars so they can book in. You can do this where you skip all of these questions and just go for the straight landing page. So when they click on get quote or learn more or get offer, it goes straight to a page like this. Now, the theory behind this is they have to take so many more additional steps. They have to leave Facebook to go onto the web to actually fill out their information. Facebook doesn't really like this. They like to keep people on their app. They want people to fill out the lead form, click OK, done, and then get back to scrolling, filling out more forms, whatever it might be. So lead forms are super, super good in terms of the actual quality that comes through. The benefit you get with lead forms is you can put a hell of a lot more on here. So as you can see here, book your free quote with Jenkintown, most trusted painting company. Add trusted painting company in there. Have the best looking house in the neighborhood without overpaying for anything. Plus the extra 25% off the price of your project to get a deal of the lifetime this season. This is one thing that we've been running. But you can also add some benefits for it. So you can have like a satisfaction guarantee, the warranty, locally owned, the ratings on Google, etc. And then the offer is only available for the minimum spend, only eligible for the minimum spend, and can't be used in combination with any other offers, of course. And then here is a direct link to the calendar where they can book their free quote, a time, a date, what they're looking to have done, some extra qualifying questions on here. And that gets directly booked into Wayne, who's the owner of Affordable Weaver Painting, gets directly booked into his Google Calendar. So every day he can check, okay, this estimate's come through, I need to go to this job, etc. You can also add things like customer testimonials and recent projects, the sales process, how it looks, etc. So the landing page is really, really good for really high quality leads that are more than likely going to book a free estimate, number one, and number two, depending on your conversion rates, more than likely going to turn into a job. So they're kind of the main four things. We have the pre-fill lead form, which we've covered, which is about automatic filling of information. The custom lead form, where they have to manually type out their information. The custom question lead form, which we like to use, which is a combination of both, almost like a hybrid, where we ask custom questions to qualify, and then we get their information via pre-fill. And then the final one, which is the landing page, which is all centered around very, very, very high quality leads, but it's difficult to get someone to convert on this page. So you might look at it where you have 100 leads. Let's say 100 leads will fill out the pre-fill, 75 leads will fill out the custom fields, 50 leads will fill out the hybrid version, and then 25 leads will fill out the landing page. So it's a lot less volume. So I'll show you the actual strategy and the thought process behind this so you can actually envision it in a nice template. Okay, so apologies for the dodgy drawing, but my artistic skills aren't my best quality. But this is essentially the strategy that we use to plan our campaigns and our clients' lead gathering for the long run, really. So we envision this like a really, really big funnel where at the top, we will start with the pre-fill lead forms to see what the quality is like. So we've had some cases where we've gone with the pre-fill lead form to start with, which is obviously a lot of people filling that in. And the quality has actually been really, really good. The way we track quality, by the way, is not only feedback from our clients, but number two, we track it from the appointment booking rate. So let's say if we get 100 leads from the pre-fill lead form, and we get 50% of those convert into a free estimate, then we deem that is good enough quality to continue with the pre-fill lead forms. The second one is custom fill lead forms, and Third, as we mentioned, custom question, and then the final landing page. So we really see this as a big funnel where, because the barriers to filling out a pre-fill lead form are so low, there's really a lot of people who will fill this out. So for example, these are all made up numbers, by the way. So for example, a pre-fill lead form will generate 100 leads with $1,000 budget. This would lead to an average lead cost of $13. The custom lead form, which is more effort, as you know, let's say fruit only 75 leads because 25 people out of those 100 just can't really be bothered to fill it out. Sorry, this would lead to $10 a lead. And that would lead to 13. That's correct. Sorry. So custom lead form would be $13 per lead. Now, the custom questions, which is even more effort from the side of the lead, maybe would only convert to 50 leads at $20 per lead. And then finally, the landing page, only 25 leads would fill this out, which would then result in a $40 cost per lead. So you might be asking, Joe, why on earth would I go for landing pages, custom question lead forms, or custom field lead forms if the cost per lead is so much lower on 10? The landing page is 4 times the cost for the pre-fill lead form. Well, the reason for this is when we look at the quality of the leads. So 100 leads in theory, let's say that turns into 15 estimates. This would generate a cost per estimate of $66. 75 leads from the custom field form would turn into, let's say, 5 more estimates because they were more qualified because they actually had to manually type it out, would leave you with a cost per estimate of $50. And the custom question lead form, because they had to answer questions, etc., making them more qualified, turned into 25 estimates, which is $40 per cost per estimate. And then the final one, the landing page, let's say only one person didn't actually want an estimate from the landing page, which would turn into $41 per cost per estimate. So you can see the reason why we kind of always end up at this custom question lead form. So we follow this in terms of a monthly fashion. So for the first month, we'll run pre-fill lead form, see what the quality is like. Second month, if the quality is not where it needs to be, then we'll run a custom field. If the quality is still not where it needs to be, then we will run a custom question lead form. And if the quality is still not where it needs to be again, then we will run a landing page. So we always seem to end up at this custom question lead form. The reason we do it in this way and have this structure is because we've had cases where we've just needed to stick with the pre-fill lead form because the quality was there. We've had cases where the custom field lead form was enough, and we've had cases where the custom question lead form was enough. Most of the time, custom question lead form is the sweet spot for lead quality compared to quantity. In terms of, you can see that the cost here, the cost is the perfect sweet spot, around $20 and $40 per booked estimate. If the quality is still not there, then we will run with landing pages. Landing pages are very, very difficult to get right. Our template landing page, which I'm sure I'll cover in another video, converts at around 25 to 30%, which is very, very good considering how high ticket painting actually can be at sometimes with, exterior jobs, maybe 10, 15K, interior jobs anywhere between, $3,000 to $5,000 to $8,000. And then you look at the lifetime value of that customer, maybe they get their house painted once every 5 years, etc. It slowly starts to add up. So because painting is fairly high ticket, these are very, very good numbers, and this is the way we like to do it. So I hope this is valuable for you in terms of when you're questioning yourself to run your own campaigns. Should I start with a lead form? Should I go straight to landing pages? Should I start with custom questions? If you don't have a customer acquisition specialist in, then I suggest you ignore landing pages. You need someone very, very qualified and specialist to have campaign optimization, click-through rate optimization. Everything you need for landing pages is a lot more high tech and highly specialized compared to having lead forms on Facebook. So if I were you, my personal advice would to follow this exact system. So start with the pre-fill lead forms, see what the actual metrics and KPIs look like. Then if they're not where they need to be, go to the custom field lead form. Again, if they're not where they need to be, the quality's still not right, you're not happy with the quality, then switch to a custom question lead form, and that should be the sweet spot for you guys. But you need to test all three. Please don't run various different campaigns with various different ad copies, creatives, pictures, etc. with various different lead forms. Please only test one lead form at a time. Now, you may think this is simple, but there's a lot of things that come up with lead forms in terms of conversion rates, etc. It's how the narrative flows with the ad copy and the creative, how it all matches, etc. There's loads of complicated stuff, but I will go into that in a lot more detail in the future video. Additionally, you might be asking, okay, so what are the KPIs for what's deemed, good quality rate? Is it 50%, 40%, 30, 20, whatever it might be? What's a good conversion rate? Is it 10, 15, 20%? What's a good click-through rate for all ads, CPC, CPM, etc. All of this good stuff. I'm going to cover this in a really in-depth video around the metrics and KPIs that we currently use as a live example in our business for our clients and the actual percentages that we aim for. So okay, let's say this is dropping below 30% conversion rate. Okay, let's switch to the custom fields because then the quality isn't where it needs to be. So really, really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in contact with me. I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching.